Welcome back everyone for an all-valley, all-out brawl Cobra Kai Season 4 watch party. Amidst the recent Emmy nominations, Hayden Schlossberg put down his slice of Honeycrisp apple pie to tweet out this. I've been watching and rewatching the All-Valley tournament in Season 4. There are so many times I get revved up and almost lose it. It's like every Rocky fight rolled into one and built up with so much hype and anticipation, leading to an explosion of non-stop action. Now this came as quite a shock when he said I almost lose it. After his earlier tweets about Honeycrisp apple season, most fans assumed he had already long since lost it. Moving on to the major points, let's first discuss an important skill. Whenever you have a theory or prediction based on incomplete information, you need to reevaluate whenever new information is available. Does the new information confirm what you already think, or is it different? If the information is different, you have to update your predictions. Now, if you saw this video from a while back, you remember I gave some important information on the All-Valley. Its shooting schedule was huge. I said where previously a lot of fights in the All-Valley were in a montage, and we only see 1 or 2 points, this year we will likely see the whole fights play out. There's a reason for that. For all these characters, this will be the last All-Valley they ever compete in. For some, like Sam and Tori, this will be the only under 18 All-Valley tournament they ever compete in. That means there's a lot of story to be told. Each fight is super meaningful as they represent an ending for some characters. Now compare that to what Hayden said. It's like every Rocky fight rolled into one and built up with so much hype and anticipation. Now Rocky was the great underdog, come from behind story. Hayden is saying the All-Valley is like every Rocky fight. You notice how that seems to confirm what we already thought about the tournament. Each fighter is going to have a personal story, it's a major event. Compared to Season 1 where there was a long montage to cover most of the characters, with a little more focus on Miguel and then Robbie, Hawk and Aisha were the only ones who had more than one fight and it was abbreviated even then. Now it's every Rocky fight rolled into one. That means long, drawn-up fights. Ups and downs, perseverance and grit are going to be huge in this tournament. With so many characters and so many personal stories happening at once, let's catalog what is most likely to be going on. We'll start first with Chris and Mitch. They have the least to be fighting for in terms of personal motivation. Their beef had always been with each other and now that's been rectified. Even for Chris, who felt like Cobra Kai was messing with him at work and hitting him hard with devastating "your mama" jokes, he doesn't have much to make up for. Mitch and Hawk are now on his side, so there's no real personal vendetta at play. It is possible something will come up in Season 4 to add some drama for these two. I would think the most likely would be a spat about wrestling from Kyler. Kyler could claim the wrestling they like is fake and dumb and also fake. He had been a wrestling champion for years and has no respect for the WrestleMania style wrestling. Needless to say, that's fighting words to them. I expect the rivalry along these lines to develop and some early All-Valley matches to be between Kyler and either of these or both. Maybe a rematch with Mitch. As of now, I think Kyler would win. This brings the question, what is Kyler fighting for? Does he have some great Rocky story? It doesn't seem likely he'll get a major story, but perhaps some more fleshing out with his dad shitting in his mouth. So far, his only rivalry is with Miguel. He's beat Miguel twice and Miguel beat him twice. Although what started with Kyler violently overreacting to Miguel messing with his business became a senseless sadistic rage by the end of Season 3. Another good possibility could be Kyler wants revenge on Hawk. After the beatdown Brooks got, it's reasonable Kyler may have a change of heart. Although admittedly, if Kyler had a beef with Hawk, you would think it would be more evident in these scenes, but we'll have to see. Bird and Nate are next, and they have a similar situation to Mitch and Chris. Their blood feud was with each other, and now they're on the same side. Again, it's unclear what will drive their motivation into the All-Valley. Why are these two rocky? Maybe Bert will want vengeance for the killing of Clarence. The whole ordeal has changed him. He's like Hawkeye in that last Avengers movie. He's all dark now and has an eye patch and has chest and he got a tattoo. Justice for Clarence. He's chomping a cigar as he's taking out Cobras. I mean that, or he loses in the first round, who knows. Moving on to Dimitri and Hawk, as they're the next set of rivals now united. Hawk previously had beef with Robbie, though that always feels secondary to Robbie and Miguel. Tori definitely threw some tough words at him at the end of Season 3.
You better watch your back.
However, I do think that particular threat has more to do with fighting throughout the season than the All Valley itself. You remember in my previous Hawk video, I said he will likely get ambushed during the season. He will lose his iconic hair. The All Valley for Hawk will be his last chance to strike back, to prove he is more than just a stupid haircut, as Robbie said. I sure do hope he keeps his iconic flying punch though. It's a signature move. But now what is Dimitri fighting for? For an underdog Rocky story, Dimitri really can fit the bill. He could be competing against Kyler, who bullied him, or maybe Hawk, who is now his friendly rival. They're currently 1-1, so a rematch may be in the cards. If he is still with Yasmin by the end of the season, and frankly that's a big if, he may be motivated to try and impress her. Can you imagine Dimitri winning a fight and going into some bravado victory dance to impress Yasmin, the way Hawk turned Moon on way back in Season 1? Of course, since it's Dimitri, it will probably be cringeworthy and good fodder for a future Dimitri video. I don't think Dimitri will make the semifinals, but I do think he'll put on a good show. Hopefully Yasmin will too. There's also 2 new characters this season. While we don't know a whole lot about them, we can be certain they'll be fighting in the All Valley too. I don't think they'll go super far per se, unless they're fighting in some juniors division. Still, we will likely get full fights with these as they represent a different storyline outside of the current kids. I would say you can expect a Rocky moment from at least one of these 2. Speaking of Rocky moments, we need an iconic training montage that will rival Rocky running up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Come on, I know this show can do it. Let's move on to the girls. This rivalry has really driven a lot of the action and season climax for seasons 2 and 3. Definitely a lot of focus is on these 2, perhaps even more so than the boys. Now back in January, I made a theory video on how the All Valley will likely split into separate divisions. With the huge influx in new students and girls, there will be a separate girls division. Be sure to check that video out if you haven't seen it, I'll link it at the end. This is an important theory and I'm not backing down from it. A lot of people are predicting finals like Sam vs Robbie, or Sam vs Miguel, or even Tori vs Miguel. But I don't think any of those will happen because they will be in separate divisions. This means by far the most likely finale of the girls division would be Sam vs Tori. Devin is also a wild card, but since she's younger, I don't think she'll make it quite yet. So while I do feel like Sam and Tori could use a season off, so to speak, I don't think that's going to happen. These 2 will come face to face again in the finals of the girls All Valley Karate Tournament. This will be a real Rocky match. There's so much personal shit and anger to unleash. Also, it's the first and only All Valley for both. This will probably mean a lot more for Sam than Tori. Sam has been attending the All Valley her whole life, but always as a spectator. Now she's a fighter. She's in the thick of it. Daniel will be in her corner. This will be as meaningful for him as it will for her. Kreese will be in Tori's corner. His interest in Tori is deeper than with a normal student. He wants her to win. I like the idea of Kreese getting Tori to calm down and for once fight smart. She has a natural height and reach advantage on Sam, which gives her a huge edge, especially in a point-based sparring tournament. Now, as I am predicting a clean sweep for Cobra Kai, I do think Tori will win this one. The real question is, then what? You see, sometimes you get so obsessed with something you lose sight of what it actually means. Tori has been hellbent on getting payback on Sam. She even said in very cheesy dialogue,
"It's not over. This will never be over, LaRusso, you hear me?"
So what happens when she wins? She feels good for a moment, then what? Does she get Miguel back? No, she doesn't. She's probably with Robbie now anyway. Does her mom get better and her life get sorted out? Nope, that doesn't happen either. When you seek revenge single-mindedly and it consumes you the way it does Tori, it will leave you ultimately feeling hollow. Revenge doesn't soothe the soul. Sam ultimately doesn't make it. She doesn't uphold the LaRusso title. She may feel like a failure, and maybe Daniel is a little disappointed too, though he tries to hide it. This is the ultimate Rocky moment. Remember, Rocky lost in the first movie. While the story is different, the bittersweet moment may remain. This leaves Miguel and Robbie, the epic finale of the Boys Division All Valley Under-18 tournament. Johnny will be coaching Miguel, and Silver will primarily be coaching Robbie, with Kreese by his side. Again, this will be another long fight full of drama. This may be the last All-Valley fight ever. Every point counts. That means Robbie probably won't deliberately lose a point the way Mike Barnes did. Now, I already made a video on how Robbie saves Cobra Kai. It's the key moment when Kreese tells him, attack the back. Instead, Robbie wins straight up. He doesn't need to re-paralyze Miguel to win. He will win straight up with skill. Where Sam and Tori may have a Rocky 1 feel, I hope Robbie and Miguel have a Rocky 4 feel. Cobra Kai always had the nitty-gritty feel, like Rocky. A punching bag fixed up with tape as opposed to the best Daniel's money can buy at Miyagi-Do. It's the Rocky 4 training montage. Of course, Terry Silver could dump a lot of money into the dojo too. Either way, Robbie suffered a great loss, but comes back and wins. It makes for a good story. It gives us a clean sweep for Cobra Kai and carries us into the next season, when the real pain begins. Haha. We should also focus on the last part of Hayden's tweet, that it leads to an explosion of non-stop action. Now, some have speculated about some sort of all-out brawl at the All Valley. Everyone's involved and everyone knows karate. While that idea is cool as hell, I don't think that's what'll happen. Hayden is most likely speaking with hyperbole. He's sort of over-exaggerating what happens in a way where if you interpret it literally, you come away with something very different than what's going to happen. Always use caution with what Hayden says. So that's an early look at Season 4's All Valley Tournament based on Hayden's tweet with some reasonable speculation. How do you think it's going to go? Will this be the last All Valley Tournament ever? Also, check out my Subscribe Star where I'm dropping commentaries on all the episodes. Some great exclusive content there. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you don't want to miss any future videos. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.
Remember your defense. Points come. Concentrate, focus hard. Remember balance. Make good fight.